Hello everybody and welcome to RITF Gaming. This is Liam and today I'm asking you a question for my half of the RITF Rant videos that we do. Great English. Are mobile games the new arcade games? Now this is a bit of a bizarre question, but we all know, don't we, that the arcade games aren't really a sort of go-to thing anymore like they might have been in their heyday in the 80s or even indeed like in the 90s with Sega and Namco turning out these really great arcade games, stuff like Time Crisis, Daytona USA, Virtua Racing, Virtua Fighter, and even like Mortal Kombat from Midway. That was a huge arcade hit, and that's why we have the sort of huge series that we have today. But I ask that question because obviously arcades are on the wane. Around PS1 era, it was like, oh, well, you know, we can get arcade quality graphics without having to go to an arcade. We could buy a game with substance in it, and so why would we bother? And that was kind of part of the death of the arcade game. And then obviously the Dreamcast came along and went, yeah, we literally have arcade perfect ports of arcade games, and you can buy those, and so on and so forth. But without boring you on the details, I want to ask you the question, and I'd love, I just want to hear what you guys think. And so pop answers in the comments below. But because obviously a big part of arcade games are short bursts of gameplay and addictive gameplay that keeps you coming back and back and back and back and back. And a lot of people don't have the time to head out and go to an arcade anymore anyway. I mean, I sure as heck don't, but I love going to arcades whenever I get the chance. There are still like a couple around here that have half decent games. Or if not, I know places where there are great cabinets like the House of the Dead where I can go and I literally go bring a fiver or a tenner with me and pop some pounds into the House of the Dead or Mario Kart or Time Crisis 4 or whatever, because a lot of people are in that situation where they don't have the time to go out and go just to play some arcade game, and a lot of people have gamers, we've kind of moved on from the arcade culture in that regard. But I think, and I do think there is a very clear case for it, is that arcade games have been replaced in our sort of gamer culture with mobile games, because mobile games offer the same kind of addictive pick up and play, simple to learn, hard to master sort of ethos that arcade games always held. Because it's easy, anyone knows how to pick up a gun, a light gun, and shoot things in like Time Crisis or the House of the Dead. Anyone knows how to do that. And it's hard to get good at the game, to have develop those reflexes and understand how the game works. It's normally through like repeat play, so you can know exactly what enemy is coming up next, kind of thing. And I think that is very much prevalent in quite a lot of mobile games nowadays. The big reason I came to that conclusion was Jetpack Joyride. Now that sounds probably like a bit of a weird one, as Jetpack Joyride's kind of had its heyday and moved on, really. A lot of people sort of don't play that kind of game anymore. And I'm not saying this applies to every single mobile game, because there are stuff like Angry Birds and Clash of Clans and the endless series of Clash of Clans wannabes and rip-offs that don't focus on that style of game. But there are still games out there like Jetpack Joyride and Candy Crush and all of these, which, if anyone's played Bejeweled or Columns or I think there might have been a Tetris arcade cabinet, but I could be just talking crap out of my arse there. They do exist, but why I think that is more than anything is, apart from the simple to learn, hard to master ethos, is the sort of emphasis on microtransactions. Now I know that that's sort of a word that's often followed by a as someone spits on the floor in disgust at Konami's latest efforts or something, or Capcom's on-disc DLC with a microtransaction. But I do think that it's certainly a business model that functions. Now, a lot of people will sort of say, oh, well, games never had microtransactions before. And I'll point to arcade games and go, yeah, they did. And, you spend your 50p's or whatever, or in this case, nowadays, it's £1, and you chuck your pound in and play your game. And you get so far, and then you sort of put in another £1 and play another, get another set of 3 lives or a continue or whatever. And I think it's kind of interesting in terms, and I'm not going to go too far into it because, it's only a quick question video, really. But I wanted to know, I just think that there is the emphasis on spend a bit more money, get further, get better stuff. Like Jetpack Joyride, you can just get random equipment. And I know it's not quite the same as paying to continue playing the game, but it kind of enriches your experience of the game rather than, I don't know, say playing R-Type and playing the same first level, or Mortal Kombat and playing the same first person and repeatedly getting your ass handed to you by Sonya, Sub-Zero, or just not getting to the stage boss or whatever in R-Type, etc., etc. So that's why I think that is the case. I'd be intrigued. I can't think of a particular good reason why that is the case, but I would be intrigued to know what you guys think about that, and if you think there's a good reason that games nowadays are that mobile games sort of have the position that arcade games might have had back in the day. Obviously, I know that there is one big difference, and that's that arcade games had like cutting edge graphics for the era, more often than not, whereas mobile games definitely don't. Definitely not. I mean, they're probably the worst graphics out there, apart from like Flash games, or whatever. If anyone still sort of goes on to Congregate and plays Flash games, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that arcade games of the past are now the sort of mobile games, as it were, in that respect? I think they are, but I'd be intrigued to see what everyone else thinks. There is a Xbox video coming up as well soon, end of March, and I also have big plans for like a Yu-Gi-Oh style tournament, but that's a quick announcement for another day. I just thought I'd let you guys know what's in the pipeline, as I tend to do nowadays at the end of a video. But thank you very much for watching. I know this is probably a very incohesive ramble at times, but it poses a question. I'd love to know what everyone else thinks, and see if arcade games have been replaced by mobile games in gamer culture. So thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that sort of lovely jazz that we don't want to force you into, but we have a passive-aggressive means of doing so. Fucking like it. And I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Hasta la vista.